Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Well, today I have what I hope is some good news for black men who have been in the storm too long with black women. The other day I heard a video, and it was very, very disturbing. This man was saying, well, I've actually heard two, is where they think the answer to the problems in the black community is just to get rid of black women and start over with a whole new group of women. And another one was an even more disturbing, where it said just all of the older black women, I think black women who are childbearing age and up. Now, we just need to get rid of those women. That's the answer. Now, we all know that white people, including white women across the board, think that the problems in the black community are all about black men. It's about black men. Won't work, won't take care of their families, they are gang banging, committing crimes. Even as they have set a situation in motion that keeps them incarcerated, they still blame black men for the problems in the black community. They do not blame black women. So everybody else is looking at it from the standpoint that black men, you are the problem in the black community. So since these men have convinced themselves that black women are the problem, all of the problems in the black community are attributed to black women, not themselves, although that's what society and that's what the white people who run the society say. I have come up with what I think is a healthier alternative than black men trying to run black women out of the black community. So here's my solution. There are 49 states in the continental United States, including Alaska. And of those 49 states, there are at least 10 states that have a population of less than 3% black Americans. Now, this is good news for black men who need to get away from black women. The gospel singing group, the Mighty Clouds of Joy, sings the song, I've Been in the Storm Too Long. So some of us have just been in the storm too long with our own people, and we need a break. So I'm going to go over those states with you in the hopes that some of you would consider moving so that the black people in the communities that you live in will be relieved of your negative energy. And in these states, there are black women, a few black women. Most of the black women in these states are going to be married to white men, so they won't present a problem to you. But there's lots of open space in these places where you can buy land and have your own little commune or your own little community. And you can control who comes in, who comes out, and who gets kicked out if they don't follow the rules. So this is sort of a kind of satire, yes, but it is a healthy alternative for black men who are having all this trouble with black women. Number one state, and it's in no particular order about percentages, number one is Idaho. Idaho has a population of 1,839,106 people with 0.9% black people in Idaho. That's not even 1%. So your chance of stretching out and not having to encounter black women, your chances are great. I'm told that Idaho is a beautiful state. The air and the water are fresh and clean. The people are friendly. There's a lot of open space for you to grow and explore and just become the person that you want to be. And the people who are the most angry are the ones who ought to move. So the black men who are so unhappy with black women shouldn't move. So I think it's black men, they're the one doing the most complaining. So I think they ought to move. I don't think it's fair to ask black women to leave. When you're the one that's unhappy, you leave. So the next state is Utah, the beautiful state of Utah. 3,271,616 people with only 1.1% black. I recently read an article that said pretty much it's very normal for the few black people that are there to marry white people. So these are that's an alternative. That's an alternative for people who've been in the storm too long with black people. Next state is South Dakota. 909,824 people, and 1.3% black. That even surprised me. I didn't think it would be that high. And I'm sure that some of those are immigrants. Those Somalis are spreading out everywhere, so it could be some of them. And then we've got Vermont, 643,503 people with the 2.5% black people. And this is Bernie Sanders' state. This might be a good option for black men who've been in the storm too long and need a change of scenery. Oregon has 4,246,155 people, only 2% black. And I'm told that Oregon is a beautiful state. Now, in the city parts, like in Portland in particular, I think that's where the black population would be. But if you move out into the more rural areas, I'm pretty sure you'll get the further away from the city you get, the further you'll get away from people that you don't want to deal with. So Oregon is a good place, only 2% black. Wyoming, 576,851 people, not even 1 million people, barely 500,000, and only 0.8% black, not even a full 1% black. That's a marvelous alternative. New Mexico, 2,117,522 with only 2.1% black. So that's not a lot, and that would be more in the city areas, in the urban areas. Get out in the country, buy some land, and recreate the Ponderosa. How about that? And then the great state of Maine, 1,362,359 with only 1.2% black. Now it's really cold up there, but they live up there. So if you want to get away from this urban environment, if you want to get away from a certain demographic of people, just go with it. Go with it. Then Montana, 1,085,407 people with only 0.6% black, not even a whole percentage. And Montana, big sky country, they say it's really beautiful out there. So that's a good alternative to people who've been in the storm too long. And last but not least, New Hampshire. Now I'm just going to be straight about this. I'm told by white people who have lived in New Hampshire that they don't like black people. Now that is what the word is on New Hampshire. But this man says that black women have done more damage to the black race than anybody in the history of the world. So if that's the case, and you go up there with a lot of white people, you'll be fine. 1,377,529, 1.9% black. Not even 2% black people. This sounds like a wonderful alternative for men who have been in the storm too long with their demographic of women, and they want a change of scenery. So this is what I feel like people should think about, because this is wishful thinking on the part of men whose egos have grown larger than their reality. But I believe that they should give it a shot. Give it a shot. Get out of your environment around the demographic of women that look like you and look for greener pastures. America is a large country and you can find your place. But since you're the one that's so unhappy and have so many problems, you should consider leaving. It's not fair to ask somebody else to leave, and you certainly going around here doing all this loose talk about what should happen to black women and all of that. All that's going to do at the end of the day is get you on an FBI file. That's all that's going to do. So I would just say the healthy alternative is to explore America and look for a place that would be more palatable to you, so you don't have to be thinking about hurting other people because you don't like the way they live. There are alternatives, and there are healthy alternatives. The Passport Brothers, that's another alternative, but that's just going to be a matter of time before there's some kind of travel advisory on them, because people in other countries are already complaining about them. But America is your home, and this is a good place to start. Now, this is satire to a certain extent, but it's not satire. I'm being for real. If you're that unhappy with the women in your community, you leave. That's the fair thing to do. And black men have a very long history of leaving. So just leave. Get it from around them. And especially if you're in a city with 70% black people, and you feel that strongly about black women, you definitely need to leave. You definitely need to leave. And I do wish you the best, because some of us are going to make it, and some of us are going to make it with each other. But if you're not one of those people, I believe that black people should wish you well, so that you don't keep harboring these negative thoughts that might end you up in a situation you don't want to be in. Okay, everybody. Let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.